Welcome your faces back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you're new around here, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We are really churning out the subscribers. We have got a competition on as well. If you want to go a step further and support the channel financially, you can do. Link is in the description to become a member. We're giving stuff back this year. It's going to be the year of giving. So what we're doing is we're giving a $100 prepaid Visa gift card on the 4th of February. So you've got about, what, 9 days? Maybe 10, who knows, and we're going to give that away on a members-only live stream, so that'll be really good fun. We're going to come and chill out, maybe play a bit of FIFA, have a bit of fun, whatnot, so make sure you do that. And today what we're doing is, this has been heavily requested, so we do like to do Carlton, obviously. We are a Carlton fan, so that's important, but we're going to go through the best 22s, in my opinion, of every side for round one, so obviously, injuries are a part of it, so they may come into effect, but just how I see it, and then I'm going to give you a couple of names to watch out for, guys that I'm looking at as well. You know me, I watch every game that there is of AFL because I'm a bit of a nerd, so this is going to be a bit of fun. So we're starting alphabetically, and of course, the first team in an alphabetical order is the Adelaide Crows. So we've talked quite a bit about Adelaide. I don't know where to see them. I've got them somewhere that I think they could be a charge. And we did that video on the historical data of the 8. And Adelaide do fit that bill of one of them teams that you'd probably look out for who could go. Because they've got a really good age profile. If you actually look at the makeup of the list, and when I did this 22, I was actually like, you know what? It's not a bad list. Do you know what I mean? It's a really good side. So let's get straight into it. So we start with the full back line, as it's called, and I don't think there would be many arguments with this, and I really like this as well. I think you've got a real nice mix. You've got Tom Dodie, who in my opinion is one of the best tall defenders in the competition. You find him genuinely with that Jordan Butts next to him and Josh Worrell. It allows him to float a little bit more and be a real damage on the intercept, and I really like that. And I think that back line there is as good as the majority, because Butts is really strong, very wily little defender. Worrell's a young up-and-comer, and I really like the portions we've seen of him so far. Decent user and takes the game on. And I think there's a little bit of potency in this full-back line, particularly. I think this is where you could really take teams, and we see that nowadays, that the transition is so important. That is quite a dangerous little trio, as it were. And I think that I'd imagine that most Adelaide fans would agree with me. Go easy on me. I'm not an Adelaide fan, so I'm trying to give you my opinion as unbiased as possible with no loyalty to the players. The half-back line, now this is where it comes alive. Now, Dawson does play a little bit further up the ground, I know that, but you genuinely find he does rotate in that as well. We do see him go on the wing quite a bit, a little bit of mid-minutes as well, but I really like Jordan Dawson. I think that he's a really key little pillar in this team, and he's someone that really excites me. And from a fantasy perspective, I think everyone has Jordan Dawson in and around their team. You've got Murray there as well. Again, another young player. They've got quite a few of these youngish players, these mid-ager players that not many people talk about, but he showed signs, particularly last year, of what he's about. And Brodie Smith, that wily old competitor, he feels like he's been around forever, doesn't he, Brodie Smith? Real solid player. And there's some decent users here. Dawson and Smith, they are that modern-day half-back duo, aren't they? They're good users, decent turn of pace, good spatial awareness. So I really like that half-back line, and I think that'll be around the money for round one. This is where the money's run. So I've gone Jake Saligo and Mitch Hinge on the wings. That can change, though. Like we say, there's a lot of floaters through there. Do you know what I mean? So I've just gone with that, but we did see Hinge play a little bit higher up the ground than his usual defensive position. And then Rory Laird, I've gone in the middle there. I like this. This is the hardest thing. I think that the width of Adelaide is up for grabs. And remember Lachlan Shaw, he kind of has fallen off the face of the earth. But a lot of rotation, and Nix has done that. A lot of rotation, particularly in the middle. So I think that's quite solid. And I think when you get to the interchange as well, when we get to the watch out area, you're going to have a nice little discussion point there. But Laird, obviously, BNF, reigning BNF, moved up into the midfield, was phenomenal in Sloan's absence, really held it together for them, particularly against Carlton. You really saw his quality and his class. Top level player, top level. You're talking elite. Jake Saligo, I really like Jake. I really like what he's about. And I'm really interested in 2023 and what that holds for him, because I think that there's a few levels you're going to see from this kid, and I'm really excited about seeing his development moving forward and moving down the track. So I like that centre line. I think that's fairly solid. In at half forward, obviously their big off-season recruit, Isaac Rankine. Really excited about seeing Josh Rachele and Rankine. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe two of these blokes here, Rankine and Rachele, to get some mid-minutes, be some impact. Particularly Rachele, I can really see his work around stoppages. Kind of took Miller-esque at times in them forward stoppages last year. Very direct running pattern, which is really important. Really looking to snake that ball from out the pack. I really like this, and I think this here, with Tex Walker, is formidable. Like, no backline in the AFL wants to play this, because you've got creativity, you've got speed, you've got guile, you've got strength, you've got all of it here. So this is a real top draw, top A half forward line. This can pull the team apart, and I think this is a real strength now for them. Adding Rankine just adds a layer, and it makes it very hard. And we saw Rachele's early season form, how hard it is. Now they've got two of them, which frees Rachele up a little bit. Got a bit of attention in the back half of the year. Rankine, we know, and I've just got a feeling that Rankine in Adelaide is going to be very dangerous. And then the full forward line, we've gone Fogg. We know Fogg, he's dangerous. He always seems to have a good game against my boys Carlton. I'm a big fan of him. Genuinely kind of like that Jordan De Goey, Dustin Martin when he's forward. He's not the biggest, but he plays incredibly tall. And I really like him moving. And you saw that with Nix, he did that quite a bit. Playing him full forward and having the tall come from the pocket. Very common modern day and vogue AFL thing. Riley Tilthorpe, he's another one of the forwards. I really like him, and we're going to get onto the ones to watch a bit later, but this is a guy that I could chop and change, because I think there's another guy who's going to have a real big year, and I really want you to look out for him. And then McAdam, I really like this kid. He's so innocuous when you see his name on the team sheet, but what he does on the field, a lot of it is not stats-based as well, but incredible little player, and a guy that I have a lot of respect for when we match up against them. Guy that I'm always wary about, especially being a Carlton fan. Those who watch Carlton games will know anyone who's small who can kick a snag seems to do well against my boys. But I really like that forward line. I think that's a real strength of Adelaide. Getting it in there, I think they can do some damage, and that's going to be really interesting. I do like how Nix plays as well. Bit direct, and he gives it a go. The followers, where the bread and butter is run, and I really like this. Sam Berry is some guy that really excites me. I really enjoyed him in his draft year. We covered him at length on my work I do on Blue Abroad and here with the draft. I love Sam Berry. Very strong, very Oxen type player, and one I think he's going to really, if he hasn't already, which I do think he has come of age, I think he's going to go up a level again, and someone that we're going to be really excited and talk about. Ben Keys, I love Ben Keys. He's got the hair, he's got the superstar hair. He moves so fluidly. His movement in and around packs is impeccable. He's very damaging when he does rest forward as well. Really like Ben Keys, and he's another player that probably doesn't get the kudos because of him being out of the hub, as it were, in Victoria. And Riley O'Brien, for me, one of the best ruckmen in the comp. Very strong, very good knowledge of his body, very good body work, and a guy that I think is going to go up again. I think there's a lot of improvement in the Crows side, and that's what excites me. On the interchange, then I've gone Harry Schoenberg, another player, another one of their young guys that is just a little nagger when he plays you, innit? He's just really nagging. He asks the right questions, and I think he's going to be another guy that's probably a bit stiff not to be in my starting 18, but a very, very versatile footballer. Rory Sloan, I think that's very much needed him to come back. That little bit of experience, I love what Rory Sloan's about. I think he's incredibly gifted in what he does, very mature and assured with them young players around. So I think that's going to be a really exciting thing to have him back. Gone Will Milwera. Tough one this, but I do think that rotation on the half-back line really would help him out. And I like him. I think he's a very underutilised player. He's kind of hit and miss, isn't he, at times? But I'm a real big fan of what he does. And I think in the right setup, he seems to me one of them players that will play better in a good side. And I think as Adelaide get better towards the end of his career, he's really going to have them token games. And then Ned McHenry, I really like Ned. Real tough competitor, really good on his footballer. And that completes the 22, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we've got the 23rd man. I think that's really boring, though, naming a sub for me. I know a lot of other people are doing it, and each to their own. I'd never complain, but here is my watch out scale. So, like the Tom Jones song, I'm looking at these guys and the reports in pre-season. Now, we've got Max McLaney. I love this kid. And I think he will play early doors. I've got a feeling. I think that the Knicks wants that intercept game, that transition, and this kid has got all them tools. We talked about him at length in the draft. Real good kick, real good attack on the football, and I'm really excited about that. Crouchy, he comes into it, doesn't he? If he can get fit and get himself right, I think he is best 22. Even now, I think he will be in and around. You need that experience. I like him, and he's a guy that I'm going to be looking for the reports and seeing what his fitness levels are and seeing where he's at. Taylor is another one as well, a young kid again. Real talented with the ball in hand. Got a good turn of pace, can make something happen. Someone that I'm looking in at the Adelaide team. And the last guy we're going to finish with is Himmelberg, Elliot Himmelberg. Now, the other Himmelberg has gone crazy at GWS. I get a feeling that this kid is going to get it as well. Harry was kind of a bit late, wasn't he? A little bit of a late bloomer. I like Elliot, and I think he will be really looking at that. And he's really versatile as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him skulking a little bit down the back as well. Very similar to his namesake. Strong aerially, decent kick of the football, but a guy that I'm going to be watching out, and I wouldn't be surprised to see be in the conversation for best 22. That's my Adelaide best 22 then. We've had a bit of fun with it. That is my opinion. Remember, I'm not an Adelaide fan. I just watch with a mutual respect of the game. Let me know if you are a Crows fan. What do you think? Anything you change? Any disagreements? But hope you go well this year, but not against us. Till next time, stay safe. Great weekend. Pom out.